It's a brutal era of endless war, and Prince Tyrion, champion of the Everqueen, will fight to defend the fabled elven homeland of Ulthuan from the endless attacks of the never-ending forces of evil.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the SFO Tyrion campaign. The place that we left off was we just pieced out with Count Noctilus here. And of course I was thinking he would probably, have learned his lesson and go home, and he has not done that. So we are in a situation where we're going to have to continue to keep an eye on him. He's likely to start raiding us over here, and if he does, we may turn our armies around and go back to war with him again, because I just don't like the idea of leaving him raiding our territory. We would, of course, take a reputation hit in the process, but I feel like thematically speaking, Tyrion at this point would not be would not sit around and do nothing while High Elves are being harassed by the Vampire Coast here. So it is what it is. Other than that, things are going pretty well in this campaign overall, although I do think it's about to get a little bit more challenging because we are about to start going head-to-head up here with the Scourge of Cain, and of course we've got Inkari over here, and Inkari seems to be doing okay, although hasn't really been able to expand too terribly much. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It does look like the High Elves over here, though, Alariel and Safri in particular, have spent a little bit too much time fighting one another as opposed to focusing on the proper opponent, which of course would be the Dark Elves and Slaanesh up there. So, anyway, it is what it is. We're going to continue to kind of play things by ear, but the start of the campaign has gone fairly well, despite the fact that we've had a couple of pretty significant bugs in terms of trying to take settlements, and I've made videos talking about those things, so I won't go into detail on them here. So once again, as a reminder, these are the SFO settings that we are using to basically change the pacing so that it's not the endless steamrolling experience of regular vanilla Warhammer, and should feel a little bit more like a proper grand strategy, proper Total War experience. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and get the show on the road here. We have no money here, but what I'm actually kind of thinking is I may cancel this upgrading of Tor Dranil. That would free up a little bit more money to do a little bit more recruiting. And it also, this upgrading, Tor Dranil is vulnerable if Count Noctilus here, Cat-Do, were to decide to come down this way. I don't really have an army in position to stop them from taking it. They couldn't do it in one turn. They could also take Avathir, obviously, quite easily. I'm not spending any money, in other words, on... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, Tor Dranil, yeah, right here. Tor Dranil is being upgraded. I'm not spending any money on Avathir. It's probably not to my benefit to be spending money on Tor Dranil right now while it remains vulnerable. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do this. We're going to use our money instead on more recruiting over here with Tyrion, I think.
Servant of the king.
What have we got? We can't afford both. We could afford one more Lutheran Sea Guard, or what we could start doing is we could start filling out the army with non-Lutheran Sea Guard, since we're limited in the number of units of those we can build anyway. So let's go ahead and build... How do I want to do this exactly? I think maybe a couple of archer units. This is interesting. The spearmen here are less expensive to recruit, but higher in upkeep than the archers. So what we want to do actually is we want to... Any archers that we're going to put in this army, and we will be doing some. So we're going to recruit the archers first, actually. And then, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to do this over here.
Onward.
Since Count Noctilus is the threat over in this direction. So we're going to recruit our archers over here. The archers are more expensive to recruit up front, but with a lower maintenance cost, it makes more sense to recruit them first. Money-wise, we're still fine in terms of upkeep, but it is going to continuously be a problem how we spend our money. And yeah, so it's okay.
The Asher are troubled.
It's going to be fine, I think.
At your service.
I do want to get the maximum number of Ulthuan Sea Guard, though. Is there anything else that we can do to get extra money? That's the question.
Restore order.
I could cancel upgrading this right here, but long term, we definitely want to have that. I could cancel the upgrading of the Shrine of Assyrian, but I don't really want to do that. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'll get another opportunity to recruit some more Ulthuan Sea Guard. Okay, the other thing about the Ulthuan Sea Guard, I did not realize that their upkeep cost is almost as expensive as Shadow Warriors. I always felt like Shadow Warriors were a really, really good unit. Let me
Alariel's champion.
look at it from this screen here. Let me cancel this for a second just so everybody lights up. Okay, so compared to, let's take a look at the unshielded version and compare them to not these aren't even exalted Ulthuan Sea Guard. These are regular Sea Guard. I'm sorry, yeah, regular Ulthuan Sea Guard. Where's the Shadow Warriors? It's a little bit harder for me to see when they're grayed out. That's the exalted ones. Okay, for some reason I'm not seeing Shadow Warriors. I'm gonna go through them all, I suppose. Alright, sorry, this is a little bit boring. I will try to do this as quickly as possible. I guess I'm just not going to see them. Alright, never mind. I have to actually look at it in the building browser screen here. Okay, so let's look at them right here. Shadow Warriors have missile strength of 38, range 180, and of course, they're the master ambushers. So 180, 38. What this doesn't tell us right here is the rate of fire, which I believe is really good for them. But let's compare that to the Ulthuan Sea Guard. Their missile strength is only 38, their range is lower. So that's why I feel like the Shadow Warriors are such a good unit. But their upkeep is 225. The Ulthuan Sea Guard is 200, so it's really not that big of a difference. Okay, anyway, it's fine. We're still going to need to fill out the army with archers, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And then we do have
High Elven Archmage.
plenty of archers.
How can I assist you?
Yeah, definitely plenty of archers in these armies up here already. Okay. All right, I think then everybody has moved, correct? You're staying there in Tor Dranil. We have no heroes loose. I could use you. You don't have any bonuses on secure technology. Do you have... You've got no bonuses on secure influence. Secure influence. Did I say secure technology? Steel technology. I still could do this, however. Except it's prohibitively expensive, so never mind, I won't. What about the secure
How can I
influence?
assist you?
It is also prohibitively expensive. Alright, never mind. Like I said, the money's always going to be an issue for us. Okay, sorry about the little bit of maintenance here in the early going. Let's go ahead and get this show on the road. I think we are probably going to go ahead and do our diplomacy and then our
I'm listening.
end turn. I do really want to start thinking about confederating.
Alariel the Ever.
I don't want to go to war with other high elf factions,
would you
which
have
means
of
to
me?
get their territory, we're going to have to confederate them, and we do want to unite all of Ulthuan under our leadership. So confederation is definitely something that is on the table. I just don't want to do it while
Defender of the Phoenix throne.
while they're
Let's
fighting
hear
each
it.
other. Safari and Tyrion again, they both
Lady of
are
Ulthuan.
actively fighting other high elf factions. They're also both extremely weak right now and probably likely to get wiped out. But it does seem like Tyrion is going to maybe last a little bit longer because they've got Griffin Gate here, which is going to be hard to take. Whereas Safari... Where is Safari's remaining settlement? I don't even see Safari's remaining settlement. Oh, right here, Port Elistor.
I hear the Widowmaker.
All right. In fact, that's the border between us and Alariel. And if I noticed here, actually, Avalorn is starting to deteriorate our relationship here. So that's something that we want to be a little bit careful of. But it's high enough right now; it's really not an issue. We do already have the defensive
Queen of
alliance.
Avalon.
It would be nice to upgrade it eventually to a
Welcome to the court
to a
of
full
the
military
Everqueen.
alliance. The thing is, I don't want to burn through all of my influence this early, so it's fine for now. Meanwhile, our quests, we have a new dawn. Okay, that may be possible depending on what they decide to do here. If we end up going back to war with them, we want to prioritize taking out that army. The Mightiest Fortress, that's going to take a little while. Capture many provinces, probably a little while, and definitely a very long time for the research technologies. We're very close to growing your forces, though. We're actually going to get this accomplished now over this this next turn. Okay, I think then we can probably go ahead and do this. Alright, so Avalorn, sure enough, just finished off Safari. Okay, at least we could stop worrying about that. Avalorn is no longer at war with any High Elves, which is good. That means they can focus now on the Scourge of Cain. Everus, I'd like to see you up there focusing on Inkari. Here we go. What are they doing? They're not raiding. Okay. Lucky them, and Marty Jennings is turning around. Okay, that's good to know. They decided to linger in our territory just a little bit longer than I was comfortable with, so I wanted to make sure they didn't have a chance to cause us too many problems. But now I think I can go back to the previous plan of just recruiting up Tyrion's army and then focusing everybody against Scourge of Cain. Okay, there we go. There goes Safari. Ambush foiled. That's not too surprising. Disciplinarian, that's good. We'll take that. And mission successful, as I mentioned. So we got ourselves a Razor Standard out of that. Winds of Pain, okay. That works for me. And there's the Razor Standard. Okay, so no other messages here to worry about. We're still making 2,400 per turn.
Destiny beckons.
Let's go back now to Let's go back to this, or do I want to upgrade this? Recruitment cost, a reduction and a recruit rank buff for Swordmasters of Hoeth, Phoenix Guard, Dragon Prince's Chariot, and Lothern Skycutter units. None of those can I actually recruit just yet, so that's not a super high priority, but it would always be good to increase our trade. However, I don't think I can justify the 2,000 on that. I'd better spend the money on this.
Ulthuan's defender.
Tyrion, you are going... How do I want to do this exactly? You still desperately need more replenishment,
Hoeth's disciple.
which really means upgrading this building in Avathyr. Okay, so what we're going to do,
Awaiting orders.
we're going to put Tyrion...
We shall not rest.
The fastest way to get him up here, if I go strictly by land, it's going to take, what, about 4 or 5 turns. If I go up in the water, we can get up there faster. Possibly... Possibly I could go up through that way, but it might make... Yeah, it makes more sense probably. Okay, so the blue, the dark blue would get us to here if we go through the water. The dark blue... Oh, no, we can actually go faster on land. Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to head up this way. Plus, this will be actually good. He'll get the march. What's the trait that you get for being in march stance multiple turns? I forget now what that's called. So we're going to take you,
Student of Teclis.
and we're going to actually move you down here to meet up with Tyrion.
Limitless talent. Full speed, Asher!
You guys
The
can trade
Archmage
trade
marches.
units in the middle. Kind of assuming he's not going to attack you. It is always possible that he could, because you are awfully vulnerable right now. If he did, he would wipe out this army, but I don't think 2 turns
Landfolk are
after
weak.
a peace treaty he
Ready
would be
to
likely
serve.
to do that. You are going to go in... Lilith's Blessing
Goddess,
stance.
I beseech thee.
You are going to stay right
I
here
go.
for now. Getting your Winds of Magic up and also defending Tor Rock, because we certainly don't want to invite them in. Actually, they could never take that. Yeah, they can't take that right now. That army's definitely not strong enough.
Ever loyal.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to move you up this way. Do they have... Here's what I need to do. I need to get you up here and look for the enemy armies. Doesn't look like you've got any up here. So it is safe for us to move you
Lord of the Phoenix
up
Court,
this way.
I will see to it.
I don't want to get you too far away from our other armies, but it does appear to be safe for right now, and you are potentially going to be able to threaten Tor Dranil. However, with the buffs that we're giving to the garrison, this army cannot defeat that garrison, I don't think. That would be pretty tough for him to take on his own. We may try to encircle it and see if we can cause them some attrition. All right. Once these units get up there, though, that will certainly help. Okay. Lothern, you're obviously fine, both in terms of public order and in terms of defenses. The other minor settlements are not looking nearly as good, but we're doing what we can. Tower of Lysine, we don't have the garrison building built there, so we are going to rely on the fact that it's in a defensible location. I don't need this anymore, so let's switch this back over to... Where's the growth? This is the growth. Growth and corruption. This is construction cost for all buildings, but it's going to be a few turns before we have any more building upgrades to do. This is control, don't need that. Okay, definitely then we're going to go with the growth for now. Okay. Then you are currently on growth as well. That is fine. We need to get our surplus up to 2 before we can level this up, and then we're going to need 5,000 gold. And up here, White Peak, this is Illyrian. Okay, at this point, what I'm going to do, since obviously Tyrion can't rebuild at all, there's no reason to worry about Tyrion. We should just consider them a non-entity, which means
Your best.
it would be okay
Can I offer assistance?
to improve
Protector
relations with
of
Illyrian
Ulthuan.
here. So let's do that. I don't think... They don't like our treaty with the Dread Fleet. But that's fine. Let's go ahead, initiate diplomacy.
What would you ask of the Asa?
Let's go ahead and form our defensive
Very well.
alliance. The main thing, they are at least trading with Avalorn. So it seems very unlikely they'll go to war with Avalorn. That's
You may
my
approach.
number one
At your service.
must avoid at all costs, and
You
I think
called?
it's safe.
I'm
Okay.
Def-
Let's go ahead then and work towards confederating these guys then. So also it was mentioned, and I meant to actually mention this earlier in the episode, it's been mentioned to go send somebody down to find Teclis, and I think that is a good idea. Is Teclis still... Is he still down here in basically Warhammer South Africa? I can't remember if they moved him again or not, but I think he's down here fighting, what's his name? Zinch. Gosh, why can't I remember the... It's been so long since I played Zinch, I forget the name of the legendary lord. Sorry for the yawning. It is much later than I usually play. It's after midnight now. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, so I will be doing that probably when I get like a surplus hero, which I don't think I have any of right now. Nope, sure don't. But I'll get one down there soon enough. I guess I could take this noble out. Except he's at this point he's so far north.
High
I don't have any
Elven
heroes
Archmage.
there. I could send this one. He's giving me a benefit to nobles, to recruiting more nobles, but it's going to be a little while before I can recruit any more nobles. So he might be safe to pull out. He's also giving me recruit rank upgrade. So I'm going to leave him in the arm. No, I don't need to leave him in the army anymore. I'm not going to recruit any more into Tyrion's army for a little while. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's plan on sending you... I just want to make sure I'm going in the right direction here. I'm pretty sure this is the right way. If it's not the right way, many of you are probably screaming at the computer right now, "No, you idiot, he's not down there," but it's okay. Let's go ahead and actually, we'll send him by Galleon's Graveyard while we're at it. And this way we'll keep an eye on Count Noctilus. I do want to get a better sense of the strength of his forces down there. All right, I think then Did I do the rest of the diplomacy? I'm not sure I
As your
did.
princess.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. All right, let's go ahead and do another intern. So all that influence that we spent trying to make peace between Avalorn and Safari was obviously wasted, but I feel okay about it because thematically, I think it was the right thing to do. I mentioned in the episode I recorded yesterday about how my diet has changed through the years, and I'm a strict carnivore now, and I'm actually realizing, okay, that's not 100% accurate, it's only 99% accurate. The only non-carnivore food that I have taken in the last almost 2 years at this point is coffee. I do still drink some coffee. Okay, so White Peak now belongs to Count Noctilus. So what that means is it's going to be time for us to go back to war with Count Noctilus again.
Welcome,
And we'll take
brothers.
that.
What do you wish to discuss?
Lyrian is probably going to ask us to do exactly that. Yep, sure enough. I will do it soon enough, but not quite yet. Now, would that have affected my reputation? I'm assuming, I've always assumed, that when you declare war because somebody asks you to like that, you'll suffer the same reputation hit that you would if you just declare war outright. But maybe I'm wrong about that, because there are other things that don't work the same way when you accept going to war because somebody's requested it, as opposed to declaring the war outright. Okay, Herald of Mathlin here. That's good. We'll definitely take that. That's Exarian the Good.
Grace given forth.
I do want to double check my... Yeah, let's go ahead and give you that Razor Standard. And somewhere I have some exclamation points that I need to get rid of. Other than that, you're looking fine. Okay. Nemesis Crown, another Vision. Yeah, we're not in a position to worry about that right now.
Can I offer assistance?
Okay, our upkeep has dropped. Not sure why that I'm sorry, not our upkeep. Our income has dropped. I'm not exactly sure why.
The winds are rising.
Let's continue to look for...
The winds have eased.
Actually, you know what? I don't need to do that. Avalorn's up there. Okay.
How can I assist?
I don't have a raiding stance. And I'm going to suffer attrition when I go into this, right? Oh, no. Actually, I won't.
Lord of the Phoenix Court.
So... since I don't have a raiding stance, there's nothing really that I can do shy of actually encircling that. So instead, I'm just going to go in ambush stance. I will encircle it starting next turn. 40%, there's a good chance I'll get pulled right back out of it. Now you
Spellcaster.
turn around. I could use you to try to steal technology. 57%, but it costs 700.
I serve the king.
Okay, meanwhile, you're not getting any replenishment anymore because this is not allied territory anymore. It's fine. We're going to continue to get you up this way.
A brief interlude.
And now we need to decide which general we want to keep up here. So let's take a
Shaper
look
of
at
Fates.
your trait. Refresh my memory here. Ridiculed. Okay, so it really doesn't
bring
matter whether I use
Assyrian's
you on
fire.
offense or defense. So let's go ahead and
I know my destination.
just start moving units around here. So let's let's get all of these guys. I think what we'll do is we'll use Tyrion. You can take 2 more. 3 more. No, let's make it an even number. So you get 4 more archer units. And now you're at 15. I want to save room for a noble, but I guess it's going to be a long time before I get a noble in there, so maybe that's not a big deal. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead then and go and get the spearmen. Now we're at 20. Okay. You still have a little bit of room left. Let's move you into
A new fortress
Abathir.
of
That'll
magic.
help your replenishment a little bit. Tyrion, you've got no more movement left. You're not. Why are you not getting any replenishment, man? That's a bummer.
Magic in purest form.
We still are getting no replenishment in this province, despite having this building. Why
Servant
do
of
you
the
have
king.
some condition on you? No. Why is this province not getting
Weaver of
providing
spells.
any
Tyrion, heir of the Name.
replenishment at all? I'm missing something. I'm just not sure what. It's okay. It's not a problem. We'll get our replenishment figured out eventually. So Calidor, you are many turns away from being able to upgrade. You are 2 turns away from being able to upgrade. You are 2 turns away from being able to upgrade. It's fine. I don't desperately need to upgrade any of these buildings. Money-wise, we want to save up so that we can afford to do the upgrades when they are available. Although I could go ahead and do this. I think the payoff on that is going to take too long right now, so I'm not going to prioritize it. Okay. We need to get a battle going. Just realized there's not been any battles here. Let's go ahead. What's this right? Constant casualty replenishment rate plus 10%. That would be very good for the armies that desperately need it. Is it worth 2,600? It'll last for 10 turns. Considering the situation
Protector of the Everqueen.
of not getting
The most
hardly
gifted.
any replenishment at all, maybe it is worth it. See, this is what I like about using these settings that, that make, in this particular case, the replenishment reduced. It actually makes decisions like this way more important. This is probably, in regular vanilla, this is probably, or even regular SFO, this is probably a right that you can pretty much ignore. Because how often are you going to need that? But this is a situation where it's actually extremely valuable. I think I'm going to do it. It's going to set us back on the money a little bit, but we definitely need this army to be strengthened by the time it gets up here to help out fighting up there. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. This is worth the recruiting of additional units. So basically, let me explain it like this. A lot of people are probably saying, well, just merge some of these units together. The thing is, it's actually less expensive for me to perform this right and get these units replenished than it would be to merge them and recruit replacements. So at the cost of a little bit more than 2 units of recruiting, we're going to get a bunch of units here
Master
replenished.
Of magic.
Yeah, this is looking a lot better now, because it was going to take
It shall be
forever to get the replenishment done here. However, it did cost us some money, so there are definitely trade-offs. Now you
Noble
are going to
son of
continue to come down this
Resting
way.
for a little while.
I'm a little surprised it wasn't faster to get in the water over here and come by water, but I guess it's because deep ocean does slow you down. All right, it's fine. Let's go ahead and check our settlements. Nothing to worry about. Check our diplomacy. Tyrion is still at war with Illyrian. Illyrian has their hands full.
You may approach.
I wonder
Defend
if confederating
protector
with...
of Ulthuan.
No, that's still very, very far away. I was going to say, I could ally with Tyrion and then just go ahead and confederate with them, but they're so far away from Confederation, I would actually be allied with them for a very long time before we can confederate, and I don't want to do that because of the effect that would cause to Illyrian. So Illyrian is actually in a difficult position right now. They need to defend themselves. Well, they're fine right here. This army I don't think is going to be able to take Eagle Gate. So even though Illyrian did lose White Peak, I don't think they're likely to lose any more territory than that. Our influence, meanwhile, is still over 100. That's where I want to keep it. Okay, I think we're ready to go ahead and do another end turn. Yeah, let's do it. This is good. Alariel herself is getting up closer to the front where she can do some damage to Scourge of Cain, although that right there is looking like a tough nut to crack for sure. And don't know why they're moving that army away. Still, the High Elves are looking pretty good right now overall. Okay, didn't even get to see the Dreadfleet move. Okay. Now, nope, still, they don't have enough to take White Peak back. It does look like they're going to have to wait for us to do it for them. We'll get there. First things first, though, is I want to be threatening Scourge of Cain enough to force them to draw one of these armies down our way to make things easier for Alariel up there. So what we're going to do... Did we? Wow, we didn't get any events at all. A very long time since I've seen that happen. Okay, so you then are going to get into... You're going to encircle Tor Dranil. This is, I think, going to tell us that this is going to be a defeat. So we're not going to make the attack, but we are going to encircle them and see how they react to it.
For order.
Ooh, a Pyrrhic victory. Okay, very interesting. Well, I'm not going to make the attack because I have been guilty of underestimating the strength of garrisons multiple times in this campaign. I'm not going to make that mistake again. So melee attack buff here. Obviously, let's give this to... who? Let's give this to the Silverhelms. Then we have leadership, weapon strength, and reload time reduction. Don't have any Lothern Sea Guard here, otherwise I'd give it to them. So let's give this to, for the reload time reduction alone, I think we'll give it to an archer unit here. And then the Razor Standard, we'll give that to our best Spearman unit. Okay. We are... What would this battle look like? I'm not going to fight it. Not yet. But I do want to see what the battlefield will look like. It's just an open battlefield with a little bit of trees on one side. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead and move this guy back into the army.
The winds hearken to me.
When I say guy, I'm pretty sure that that is a gal. Okay. If I auto-resolved, I'm just curious. Yeah, we would lose 5 units. Just curious. Okay. Let's continue to encircle until we get... Oh, can you get all the way? Oh, this is good. Looks like you can get all the way into our own territory.
My journey begins.
Very nice. Now, your replenishment is going to be reduced a little bit, unfortunately. That looks the same. Looks the same. 6 turns away from getting replenished. 7 turns for this unit right there. That looks like that would be the longest. It's okay. We don't have to be quite at 100%. We'll get up to here next turn. I don't think we're going to be able to reach
Champion
all the way to... No, we can't get up there close enough to reinforce in 1 turn. So we'll get up to there next turn, and then we'll reinforce the turn after that. So 2 turns from now, we should be able to make this attack, unless they do push us back, which they might. Okay. Now you are going to continue to come down this way.
Adventure awaits.
Let's go ahead, check our settlements out. You are 1 turn away, so I need to reduce the construction cost for all buildings so that I can upgrade Engerial and also potentially build an upgrade or a new building over here in Shrine of Assyrian. Then we have you. You're many turns away from an upgrade. And then we have you 1 turn away. Oh, never mind, you can't do the commandment, of course. So, we do need to take White Peak. It's just a matter of time.
The crew are restless.
I don't want to destroy my reputation when I don't have an army in a position to take this just yet. What I probably will do is take Tor Dranil and then move these armies back down here to take White Peak. That'll be about the right time to go back to war with Count Noctilus. Let's go ahead and check out our diplomacy. We're back to gaining ground on all High Elves, so that's good. Not Tyrion, but who cares about them at this point?
Can I offer assistance? You called?
Let's...
Prince.
Nothing to do there. I do want to start working up my relations, though, for purposes of confederating. So, Illyrian and possibly Kothic are the most likely candidates. Is it too soon?
Defender of
Illyrian...
the
Oh, no, actually, Ivris. We're actually closer to confederating Ivris. I think what I might do, Illyrian I think makes the most sense. So let's continue to improve our relations with Illyrian. That's going to cost us only 6. I think we can afford that. And we do, like I said, plus 20, okay? We do want to work towards confederating with them. Obviously, as I mentioned before, the plan of this campaign is for Ulthuan to be united under the Phoenix King's leadership. Let's go ahead and do another in turn. Maybe we'll get a battle in still this episode. I hope so anyway. One question is going to be, what do I want to do? It's wasteland. It's awful territory. But I guess we're still going to occupy it because I don't want to leave it empty and allow the enemy to use it for a foothold. So we'll just have to suck up the costs of it. All right, it's fine. Let's go ahead and do another intern here. Very curious if they're going to sally out and attack us. Again, no movement from the Dread Fleet. Illyrian is... Nope, they're not making any moves to retake White Peak
Welcome.
themselves.
What brings you here?
Dear Nock, no, I don't want a non-aggression pact. What I really want to do is to confederate you, or have you get wiped out. Okay, so this is interesting. I was curious about this. Like I said before, I have underestimated the strength of those garrisons in the past. Normally, I would not even hesitate. This feels like a very winnable battle. What to do here? They have they have 4 Dark Shard units, 2 Black Ark Corsairs, 2 cavalry. This is 16 units total. I'm going to fight it. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be really interesting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up... We do outrange them. We're going to force them to have to come to us. We need to be careful about letting their cavalry get into our back line, but they don't have very much cavalry. Our Silver Helms should be a match for their Dark Riders, right? It's not going to be a match for both of them. Yeah, let's do it. Let's fight it. This is going to be yet another example of me underestimating their garrison buffs. But we're at full strength. The Blackguard of Nagaron there are definitely going to be a concern. Those guys right there are way stronger than our spearmen. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get our noble and lord to slow them down. But what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to use our Silver Helms to draw them into range of our archers. So I'm going to checkerboard a little bit, I think.
Archers! It will be done.
Let's do... How do I want to do this? How deep do I want to get? I don't think I'm going to checkerboard any more than that. Start deployment. Okay, so what we want to be careful of here, let's get you in the middle. What I want to be careful of is they're going to get through our front line if we let them. I actually need to make my front line relatively deep instead of wide, each unit, instead of spreading them wide, because their melee is better than ours. We're going to try to use you all then as to kind of fill in the gaps. I don't want to corner camp. I don't like corner camping. I don't like the fact that these invisible walls are very arbitrary. It doesn't thematically make sense that they wouldn't be able to flank around us to that side or to that side. So that's why I'm not corner camping. Let's go ahead and start the battle. And what I want to try to do is draw them, their fastest units. I want to try to draw them into missile range. Those Dark Riders, that'll do if the Dark Riders can get forward. Let's get everybody except for you forward a little bit here.
I will. We advance. We go.
Okay, yep, here they come. Come on. Come on, Dark Riders. Come on. You can take the bait, right?
Quickly now.
You can take the bait.
Orders
Come on, guys.
understood.
Don't you want to engage me here?
Assyria, guide me.
Yeah, that's what we want. Shoot him up, shoot him up. Shoot him up.
Swiftly.
Are we shooting? We're not shooting. They didn't. Come on, they're in range. Why are you guys not shooting? Some of you are now. Okay, that's good. Let's get you all forward. Let's get you all forward. You guys pull back. Okay, let's get you guys turned. Let's get you turned.
Defending order.
Okay, that's a good start. Let's go ahead and debuff them right there. Boom. Okay, Silver Helms, you get back in there. Let's get you guys helping out now as well.
Silver helms.
Okay, we should be taking care of their cavalry here in pretty short order. Silver Helms giving you a couple seconds to pull you back now. You guys back here.
Apace.
There they go. They are falling back.
Understood.
That was pretty successful exchange right there. That works for me. Okay, now, over here, there's no cavalry over here, so at this point I think we could start getting spread out a little bit better. Okay, you get in on her. You turn again. Let's get you forward. Let's get you all over here. We can get you into their back line. Okay, let's get you guys forward. Let's get you forward. Where are the Blackguard of Nagorond? I'm not seeing the... Is that them? No, that's Blackheart Corsairs. You guys get back. Get back. Let's get you on them. Get back. Okay, where's the Blackguard of Nagorond?
I am ready.
Bleak Swords. Here, let's go ahead and do... You hit them. You try to get in on them. You try to get in on them. No,
Setting forth.
you're not. I don't want you to get in on them. I want you to buff them. Okay.
Winds of magic
You guys, yeah, try to chase them down. Let's get you all shooting into their flank. Let's get you shooting at them. All right, how are we doing here? Okay, this is good. This is good. Let's get you forward. We're doing okay. We're doing okay here. Where's the Blackguard and Agaron, though? I somehow have lost track of them. I need to... Oh, they're over here. This is them right there. Okay, that's good. That's fine. That is fine, actually. This is not fine, however. We do need to get you guys helping out up here. You have no... What are you doing? Actually, you're fine right there. That's fine. Let's get you over here helping out. Let's get... Actually, no, let's not do that. That was dumb. Okay, we've won over here. That's good. You guys get over there on them. You guys get up here. You guys get up here. You guys get up here. You turn like this. I think we're doing pretty well here. Let's get you now charging. If you can get around the Blackguard and Nagaron. I was a little bit slow with my Silver Helms, but it's fine. Let's get you guys up there. Okay, this is looking good. This is definitely looking good. Yep, get in on them. All right, now. Keep moving forward here. You guys are fine. Yeah. Okay, get you guys moving up that way as well. Get you up there on them. Silver Helms, you get in on them. This is about to... This is about to break our way. Okay. Let's get you guys over here. Let's get you guys actually over here. And then you all...
Acknowledged. We will obey.
Everybody... Let's pull you back. You can... Let's buff these guys. And let's debuff these guys. And yeah, they're falling to pieces now. Let's get you forward. Okay, you over here, you up here. We need to take out those guys right there. Everybody work on shooting them now. Let's get you forward. Okay. We're chasing them not quite entirely off the field. We need to turn around and take care of these dark shards. You guys right here. Let's get...
Prince of Ulthuan. I agree.
Let's get you on them. We should be taking care of those dark shards. We should be in pretty good shape up here. We're doing okay over here. Actually, you shoot them. Oh, we broke right here. And then they shattered. Okay, that's a good sign right there. Like that. Okay. Let's take out as many of them as we can now. Actually, I don't need to. This is a settlement garrison. This should... Actually, no. They'll still survive, right? So, worth our while to do as much as we can here. Where's my Silver Helms? You guys are the only ones that can catch up to most of their units, probably. That went pretty well. I'm pretty happy with that.
It will be done.
Pretty happy.
Asa, move.
Can I slow them down at all? Do I have a slow spell? Speed minus 10%. We need to try to use it on that unit. So.
Seeking the foe.
Oh, you're way too far away. No, you're on horseback. Okay, that's good. Das ist gut. Let's go ahead and get our Silver Helms. Hitting them. You look like you're not going to catch up on your own. But you... We can slow these guys right here. Might be able to catch up to them now. We should be able to shred them. Here, go after them. You guys stay on them. You on them. All of my archers on them. Okay, let's go ahead and speed up at this point. Nice. Okay, Silver Helms. Did we wipe them out completely? Down to 42. No, they still have a little bit left. These guys are at 70, unfortunately. Okay, they're getting pretty shredded over there. Let's get you now over there on them. You stay on them. You all can actually shoot them, which means you
Prince of Ulthuan.
get out of the way.
Direct me.
Okay. These guys did get away with 42 units, those Black Ark Corsairs, unfortunately.
Yes.
But if we do enough damage to them, I think the settlement will essentially be wiped out. But I'm not sure if we did enough. There we go. Looking pretty good.
Noble.
Nope, not going to be able to catch them, unfortunately. Alright, I think that's good enough. Alright, well, I did not notice that the enemy Lord got away. That's annoying. It's going to be a little bit of a problem, but it's okay, ultimately. Obviously, I will take this. This was a far more successful victory than I was expecting. That's the first time this campaign that I've overestimated a garrison army. And I feel pretty good because I think I fought that battle pretty well. And those of you who are long-term followers of the channel know there's plenty of battles I don't fight particularly well, so it does feel good when we have a nice success like that. Okay. Yeah, I just wish I would have taken out the Lord. It's alright. I don't think I need the replenishment. I'll take the treasury and the influence.
Remove their bonds.
And we should... Oh, hello. Philip Billings. Okay. It's an interesting looking banner right there. Yeah, we should be able to take that garrison now. With our remaining forces. Got a Talisman of Loic. Speed and melee attack. Okay. An unusual location at Tor Dranil. Okay. Very interesting here. Let's find out what this is. Hopefully it's something good.
People arrested.
The company docks. Tyrion Trading Company. This is a growth and income from all buildings. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Definitely we'll keep that. Okay. I think that's our third special building, like landmark. I guess it's not called a landmark anyway, you know what I'm saying. So we've been pretty successful this campaign with those.
High Elven Archmage.
You are still replenishing. Going to leave you in the settlement for now. But it does appear that Tyrion is not going to be needed to take this. Let's go ahead and give you your skill up, and then let's just go ahead and take the settlement. So we'll give you evasion. I think at this point we could probably get away with an auto-resolve. People look, yeah, that garrison's very, very weak. I don't think we're likely to lose any units. Before I do it, though, the question becomes... do I want to occupy it? What's the sack value? 1,700. It will be... okay. Now, I want to occupy because it's already at Tier 3. I should occupy it at Tier 2 then. It would be more expensive for me to build it all the way from 1 back up to 3. Then it would be beneficial to sack it.
By your command.
So we're going to do that. It's going to give our economy a hit, unfortunately. Casualty replenishment rate is going to drop precipitously. But luckily this army shouldn't need very much replenishing. Construction time is terrible. Local recruitment duration is terrible. And the control is terrible. Alright. Let me just make sure we don't lose anything with an auto-resolve. We do not.
My prowess is needed.
Yep, I can live with losing 2 elves. Okay. It's one of the very few times you'll see me do an auto-resolve. Did get a level out of it. And we're going to occupy. I could loot and occupy. Nah.
Occupy their land.
We'll just occupy it. Okay. I don't like owning terrible territory like this, but I also want to make sure that there's not a vulnerable spot on Ulthuan for the enemy to retake. And we encountered the Drowned. Interesting, okay. We got some elven trinkets out of it. Alright, well that's... I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more here, but that's a nice victory to accomplish in this episode for sure.
Lethal grace given
Let's go ahead and give you... We'll finish off Bowmaster. Works for me. And magic item-wise, you're filled up already, but we do have this Talisman of Loic that we could give to somebody. Actually, yeah, it's better for you to have that than the Spotter Spyglass, isn't it? Let's give you that. Because you are a melee unit. Okay. Here, you... Eponandalus. Okay. Epinandalus. Epinandalus. Okay. Anyway, you... Let's give you your skill up. Replenish troops. Weapon master. I could increase trade. But for now, I'm going to just continue to make him better in melee. Okay. And we are getting replenishment because of the rite that we did. So, even though we're getting the minus 10% there, we're still getting
I serve the king.
the benefit of pretty decent replenishment overall. The settlement here is going to be really expensive to upgrade, though. This is a very, very low priority in terms of upgrading this settlement. We are... Does this give us a... This is interesting. I thought the climate effect did reduce the money that we got from this trinket maker, for example. But apparently not. All right, that's good. So once a building is built, there's no punishment. That works for me. All right, you then, we can afford to do our other upgrades. Avathir, we do want to upgrade you. And we should still also be able to afford to upgrade you. And over here, I don't need to upgrade you yet. Okay, so let's do this. And then I think we're going to build this garrison building here. We have one turn left. This doesn't really need to be a priority, but I'm still probably going to do it because it's less expensive right now. So I'm glad we did get a little bit of use out of this quietly confide in Ivris. Nobody else, unfortunately, is in a position to upgrade their defensive building, so I only got one use out of that, but it's fine. It saved me 400. All right, the rest of the money then we're going to hang on to for now. You are going to continue to remain in the construction cost. No. Yes, because I do want to upgrade this. And so this will save us 280. And it will also make the upgrade happen faster. That's fine. Right here. You, I also want to put on this for the extra building slot and possibly to upgrade that barracks there. Okay. And then you, up here, you're fine, and you are fine. Okay. The question now becomes, what do we want to do with Tyrion?
The Everqueen.
Does he have the... I'm looking for his traits here. He does not yet have the trait that I forget the name of it, but the one that gives you additional movement, campaign movement speed for for being in March stance multiple turns in a row. Same thing for
I
you,
bring
Mantressa. Do
Azurian
you have
fire.
it? You do not. Okay. However, you're also not really moving. I'm going to leave you in Avathir,
Weaver of spells. Trained
just
by
in
the
case we
White
need
Tower.
you to come up here and attack or support an attack on White Peak.
What order?
Tyrion, I'm going to... You're already getting 10 Winds of Magic. I don't think I'm going to need to use you up here, but I'd better move you up this way just in case. We'll give this garrison a little bit of time to replenish. Hopefully the extra 10% that we're getting in casualty replenishment, hopefully that affects our garrisons as well as our armies. It would seem to make sense that it should. These guys are all multiple turns away, but if they both came down this way, they might be able to overwhelm Xarian, so that's why I've moved Tyrion there for now. Okay, I think that then is a pretty good place to leave this episode. Always good to leave it on end an episode on a good note. So I think we're going to start out then probably with an end turn at the beginning of
Your best.
the next episode.
Can I
Nothing else to do
Prince
diplomatically,
of
so
a
if I remember,
malevolent lord.
I don't have to check diplomacy. Our influence is looking okay. You need to
I
move.
await your command. I cannot. Direct me.
And this gives all of you time to put some comments on this video if Teclis is not still down there. All right, I think then... I guess I could look it up on my own. All right, I think then I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.